happened to me. That night I went home, and I was so sleepy. I even couldn't get to lie down on the bed. I just lie on the couch. And there's between the conscious and the unconscious. It's like a sleep and an awake state. But I was sensing my body. It's not a solid physical body, but it's like energy, like expanding and descending. It's like a balloon, bigger and narrow, constantly. And that's perception only I had. It's in between the awake and sleep. And then somehow, after maybe 1 or 2 hours, it took long, constantly. And then somehow I could manage to go to the bed, and still it's happening. At some point, I was almost falling into the sleep, and I was lying on the bed in the back on one side, and then expanding and narrowing, expanding. And at one moment, I was almost going out of the physical body, like separating as something is happening. And then I got so excited. Wow, what is this? And at some point I got scared and back to the body, physical body. And then I fall into the sleep.
Good dream.
That was good.
My question is, after you come back again,
Yeah.
what is the change or transformation that has happened? Is this experience which you are describing has changed into your responses to the life? Look at there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a mind game. It is possible that we can go into any kind of hypnotic state. And any experience that we have is always born out of the knowledge that we already have. It's a mind game. The mind is very capable and clever enough to create any reality of dream, or dream can be created into any hypnotic state which looks like real.
Without dream.
It's a hypnotic state. Because when I was answering you, you started giving a self-suggestion to yourself that if you touch your head to my feet, you are going to get some Kundalini awakening. So it is an indirect suggestions that you started giving to yourself. Anybody can make an experiment. That we are sometimes, without our knowing, we start giving a self-suggestions, which is a self-hypnosis. So there is an expectation of some kind of experience of Kundalini awakening, which you already have the knowledge of it. So when you are preparing yourself with a self-hypnosis, it is difficult to understand, but it is very true, because I have gone through the same kind of experience with Osho. I could have highlighted these experiences and labeled it with something like enlightenment experience, beyond body experience, or going away from the body. There is no experience which is a spiritual experience where the experiencer is present. The spiritual experience is the experience where you are absolutely finished. You, as an experiencer, as I, is not there. So any kind of fabrication of experience that you now describe, that you were beyond the body or you were away from the body, is somewhere you were there.
I don't get it.
Who was remembering at that moment that who was going away from the body?
Somebody was experienced.
Who is this? It's the same mind.
It's not mine.
You may give any name.
I don't get it.
You may not be agreeing to me because it is difficult to agree, because it will shatter all your dreams. I'm sorry, but then I'm just trying to wake you up to this reality, that real spiritual experience, when you call an experience, is without the experiencer. It is something which you cannot describe, which you cannot remember, which you cannot know what exactly was happening. Because you have listened to Osho or so many other masters describing his experience of going beyond body or leaving the body.
Not, my intention is not there.
Unconsciously it is there. Otherwise, why do you want to awaken your Kundalini?
No, I'm not talking about...
Any awakening or demand to awaken Kundalini has a purpose behind. And the purpose is all the experiences described what happens when the Kundalini is awakening.
I have no idea about Kundalini, first festival.
Why do you ask the question then?
No, that time because I am working with the craniosacral therapy.
That is where you see.
So, and then
So, that's why all the groups and therapies is based on the hypnotic therapy. It is indirectly or directly putting your mind into a hypnotic state. Whether you believe or you don't accept because you paid for it. But the reality, the truth is, all therapy, including all, is somewhere based on the hypnosis. Because the mind has to be taken into some space where it starts experiencing something which you want and you paid for.
So is this all dream? While I'm here, I'm hearing you, I'm sitting here.
No, it's not dream. It's not dream. The justification or the definition that you are defining of something, of being here, is a dream. This is a reality, this is a truth. But your inner understanding of being here, of about yourself, about me, about everything, the way you see the inner world is a dream. Outer world is a reality. Outer world is reality. The way you look to the outer world and the way you see to the outer world, the way you define to the outer world is your dream. Is your dream. The moment you are connected to the reality, there is no definition. There is no definition. I hope I make it clear. There is no definition which you can express to the words. You have a clarity of the way it is. If you at all need to express, then you try to get some information from that brain which has information and you try to express it. But then, even that expression is not the way it is. Looking from your own eyes, if you look to the sky, what do you see? What do you see? The clarity, the way it is. Then you define that it is night, it is dark. But when you see, is there any definition there? It is just silence.
I just forgot what the mean definition.
Definition means the meaning of what you see. Seeing is emptiness. It's a reflection on the mirror. Just reflecting. Then you define. The moment you define, you are not defining the way it is. Now, that's why Krishnamurti said that the tree that you see, when you say it is a tree, it is not the tree that you see. What does it mean? Because it is something beyond that definition. But you are limiting through your